What the flock is going on, guys? Sensei Serum here. That's right, today's video is all about the What the Flock challenge. The What the Flock challenge is essentially just showing off your entire flock Funko Pop collection. Luckily for you guys, I have a bunch of them, so sit back, relax, because this video is going to be a long one. Now, before I start off today's video, I just want to give out a thank you to RICARDO from ThePopPatrol. Thank you so much for nominating me to do the What the Flock challenge. I really appreciate it. And at the end of this video, I'm going to nominate 3 YouTubers as well. So stay tuned. You might be the one I challenge. So don't skip through the end. You got to watch the whole thing. Otherwise, you may never know, right? So stay tuned for that. To kick off today's video, let's go ahead and share a secret pop, a pop that hasn't been announced yet, hasn't been released yet, but it is in my possession, and that is none other than the Flock Knuckles Funko Pop. Knuckles is a character from Sonic the Hedgehog, and this flocked version is going to be an upcoming TargetCon 2020 exclusive. That's right, guys, it's not out officially yet. Some of them happened to hit the floor. Luckily, my sister was able to find one for me, and I asked her right away if she could pick one up for me. Luckily, it wasn't street dated. But however, if you do see this one on the floor, it is now street dated, so you will have to wait until TargetCon 2022. TargetCon 2022 should be sometime in February, maybe early March, but sometime in the near future, so stay posted on that. So this is a leaked pop, if you will. And it is a darn good one too. I love the red flocking here, looks fantastic, a must-have for the collection. Moving forward, let's go ahead and talk about my flocked Pokemon Funko Pops, because guys, the majority of today's video will be flocked Pokemon Funko Pops. So let's go ahead and kick it off with none other than the flocked Pikachu. This flocked Pikachu is from GameStop. This one came in a Pokemon collector box, per se, from GameStop about over a year ago at this point. And the original cost of the box was about $40. It comes with another flocked Funko Pop, which you'll see in a moment here. Regardless, this is just Pikachu in the original OG stance. Just him standing there, having a big smile. Looks great. The flocking is really great. And of course, it's Pikachu. You gotta have the mascot of Pokemon in your collection as a flocked pop, right? And luckily enough for us guys, Funko didn't just make one flocked Pikachu. That's right, guys, Funko made 2 flocked Pikachus. This Pikachu is a much grumpier, angry Pikachu. Still, regardless, the flocking looks great. Funko did a great job with the flocking. And this one, rather simple. I do like how Pikachu has his fists clenched. I think that is rather neat. Let's go ahead and talk about the flocked Cantonian starters. First up, we have none other than the flocked Bulbasaur. This flocked Bulbasaur comes from the 2020 Emerald City Comic Con. This pop was also shared with Amazon, and it was quite easy to get this one initially, and for some reason it did sit on the site for a long time. It didn't sell out for quite a bit. However, eventually it did sell out, and rightfully so. This Funko Pop is awesome. Bulbasaur is probably one of the best starters in the history of Pokemon, and the green flock looks really great on him. Next up, we have probably one of the most popular starters in the history of Pokemon, and that is none other than the flocked Charmander. Like the flocked Bulbasaur, this flocked Charmander is also from 2020 ECCC. I was fortunate enough to have been able to order online and have it shipped to the store, even though it was pretty early in the pandemic. I don't know why I did that, but regardless, the pop ended up being in pretty great shape. You know, I think I did it because at the time Walmart shipping was really sketchy, and when it was shipped to the store, to me it was always pretty good shipping. So I think that's why I did that. Looking back, hindsight 2020, right? Not the best idea. Regardless, the flocking is awesome. I love the flocking on the belly, and the tail looks great as well. So Charmander, definitely one to have in the collection. I think this one trends for around, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, $80. So pretty high valuable Funko Pop. Next up, we have my favorite starter from the Kanto region, my favorite water starter in general, and that is none other than the flocked Squirtle. Why is Squirtle flocked, right? He is a turtle, reptile, Does flocking make sense? Absolutely not, but it's Funko. So regardless, this does look good flocked, though. The blue flock looks really great on this pop. Can't complain at all. Very cute pop. One of my favorite starters ever, so I'm not going to complain. This was the second pop that was in that GameStop flocked mystery box alongside Pikachu. So to me, that box was a must-have. The next two Funko Pops are from the 2020 WonderCon. First up, we have Pichu. This flocked Pichu is rather cute, and this one did sit on the shelf for a very long time. It still might be. I haven't been to F4 in a long time, to be honest, guys. There is probably one in my state I could think of, so it is a pretty long drive, so it still could be on the shelf. I'm not exactly sure. Regardless, the flocks look really good. I like the pink flocking too on the cheeks, rather cute. And overall, pretty solid pop. I don't think this one goes for much, so if you are interested in this one, now might be the time to pick it up. Next up, we have the flocked Eevee. This flocked Eevee is quite interesting, at least to me, because this one was also shared with Hot Topic. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting for this Funko Pop to hit the stores. It never did for some reason. It was only an online exclusive. It eventually sold out, and unfortunately I wasn't able to pick it up. However, through the power of Whatnot, I was able to grab this for a pretty great deal. I want to say around $20 to $25, so that's a pretty good steal nowadays. Eevee, not necessarily one of my favorite Pokemon, but it is rather cute. Moving forward, I guess we're going in chronological order because next we have two Funko Pops from the 2020 Summer Convention, SDCC. First up, we have flocked Vulpix. Guys, flocked Vulpix means a lot to me because this one was the second Funko Pop I ever made a video on, and it was actually the first video that actually did pretty well on its own. I love the flocking of this pop. To be honest, guys, like I mentioned in the original video, this one looks like a big Cheeto. Really vibrant orange color, looks great. When this Funko Pop came out, it was also shared with GameStop, so it was particularly easy to pick this one up. However, what Funko Pop in this collection was probably the hardest one to pick up is none other than the flocked Mewtwo. Oh, boy, I could go on and on about how difficult this Funko Pop was to pick up because flocked Mewtwo was actually shared with the Funko Shop. And guys, if you were around for the SDCC 2020 experience, you know how difficult and how how terrible that day was. And if you are one of those fortunate individuals that doesn't know a thing about SDCC 2020, bless your soul. Regardless, flocking Mewtwo, pretty awesome. The flocking is sick. The purple flocking looks really great. And guys, I got this for a steal. I got this for $25 probably about, I don't know, 9 months ago, a year ago. And this guy goes for probably at least 90, probably closer to 100. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. But the con sticker is especially expensive. I think that one could trend up for easily $200. So I was very fortunate. Whatnot, sometimes you gotta strike the goal when it's hot and get the pops when it's low, because the value of these suckers can increase quite fast. The last Pokemon pop I have for this video is none other than the flocked Growlithe. Flocked Growlithe is from the 2020 Fall Convention, NYCC, and it was shared with Box Lunch. Guys, this one was probably the easiest to get because my Box Lunch probably got at least 30 of them in. And flocked Growlithe looks great. I think the flocking looks good. Now, if Vulpix was a Cheeto, I think this one is definitely a hot Cheeto. I don't know about you guys. I don't know why the flocking looks like Cheetos to me. In the comments, please let me know what you think. Do you see the resemblance? Do you not? Let me know. I'm kind of curious. Regardless, flocked Growlithe, pretty awesome pop. Mentioning NYCC, let's go ahead and share another flocked Funko Pop from NYCC 2020, and that is none other than the flocked Ein. When I initially got flocked Ein back in 2020, I had no idea who this character was. I had no idea what Cowboy Bebop was. However, as time progressed, I became much wiser. I finally watched Cowboy Bebop, at least half of it, and it is a pretty darn good show. I like Cowboy Bebop quite a bit. And Ein is essentially a modified dog that is particularly very smart and spunky. So yeah, it's a corgi, guys, come on. Like, even if you didn't watch Cowboy Bebop and you had a corgi, I feel like you would easily pick this one up. On the opposite spectrum, we have a cat for the next Funko Pop, and that is none other than the flocked Garfield Funko Pop. Garfield has to be one of the most beloved characters ever in the history of comics. Of course, Garfield, he loves lasagna, he's a lazy cat. Come on, what isn't there like about him? The flocking on this pop is pretty good. However, the one critique I have is with the yellow flocking in the face area. It's not the best, to be honest. But other than that, this pop is pretty solid. And this one came as a Pop and Tea bundle from a Target Con. Sometime in 2020, I think. Maybe 2021. Who knows? Regardless, let's go ahead and talk about the next one. We have another cat, and that is none other than Flocked Goose. Goose the cat is from the movie Captain Marvel. This is a Flurkin, and overall, the details of this pop is pretty solid. I like how the name Goose on the cat tag, I guess, is pretty easily readable. And despite the different stripings, they don't look sloppy at all. They all look pretty crisp in terms of the flock job. Captain Marvel, you know, people are critics. People may not like Captain Marvel. I thought it was pretty decent. I like all the Marvel movies, to be honest. Even Eternals. I watched Eternals, and for a bad movie, I didn't mind it, actually. It was pretty enjoyable. I don't know. I'm a Marvel mark, I guess. Regardless, that has been the box lunch exclusive Flocked Goose the Cat. Guys, we are on the home stretch. 3 more Funko Pops to go through in today's video. And first up from the final 3, we have none other than the Flocked Target Con exclusive Ongis. Guys, I'm going to be really honest with you. I have no idea what these 3 monkeys are about. I want to say see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. Probably. I could be wrong. However, I do know that they're from Raya and the Last Dragon. And that's about it. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I love monkeys. Monkeys are my favorite animals, especially the orange orangutan. And these guys are adorable. I like how they're all stacked together. They're kind of awkward out of box. I had a hard time making it work, but regardless, you guys probably saw the 360 of them. And if you happen to know more about these guys, please go ahead, feel free to let me know in the comments. Next up, we have a blue boy, and that is none other than the Flocked Beast Funko Pop. Just like the Flocked Ongis Funko Pop, guys, I have no idea about Beast. He looks pretty spiffy. He looks pretty educated and intelligent. I won this Funko Pop through West Collects. Back in the day, he was Kicks from West, which still exists, but now as his Funko channel entity, he is known as West Collects. So shout out to you, Wes. This is your shout out. Thank you for that great giveaway. And guys, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to West Collects. He's on the road to 1,000. Pretty close, guys. Guys, it is time for the final Funko Pop in today's video, and that is none other than the Flocked Taz Funko Pop. Taz is a Looney Tunes character. This one in particular is from Space Jam: A New Legacy, but this pop in general is a chef kiss. This is a very beautiful pop. It is kind of heavy, but the details are just phenomenal, guys. They did a great job with this one. The basketball looks great too. That isn't flocked, which I'm happy with. And I don't know. This one I thought would maintain value because this was very, very sought after when it first came out. However, this one you could get you could get it at a pretty affordable price, if you will. So if you do want to get this one, now is the time to definitely grab it for your collection. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. In the comments, please let me know which Funko Pop from today's video is your favorite. There's a lot to choose from. I'm kind of curious, so please let me know. Now it's time for me to pick 3 Funko Pop YouTubers, content creators. So first, I'm going to go ahead and pick West Collects. Second, I'm going to pick Kylie Pops. And 3, I'm going to go ahead and pick Pop Tompkins. Those are the 3 content creators I like to see do the Funko Pop What the Flock challenge next. So the links to their channels will be in the description below. Nonetheless, guys, that is all the time I have for you today. This has been Sensei Serum. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, ta-ta, Serum citizens.